The systems drift under fantasy in pursuit of pleasure, identity, and reality preservation. Drifting is more common than one might think, especially in pleasurable contexts like intimate connection. Pleasure, when moderated, strengthens identity and deepens relationships. The issue is not pleasure itself, but rather a shift in the structural alignment of the self and world. When pleasure becomes the primary reference point, priorities shift, routines soften, independent anchors dissipate, and the future becomes more predictable. This reorganization undermines identity and relationships, leading to a gradual splitting of the self from the world, labeled fantasy drift. Fantasy is based on heightened emotion rather than a solid foundation. It creates presumed continuity where only intensity exists. It fills gaps with projection, equating feeling with continuity. As the emotional high intensifies, identity begins to reorganize around the pleasure state. The self loses its connection with its internal equilibrium and depends on continued shared emotional high. The collapse is often misinterpreted as betrayal or loss of love. In truth, it is the breakdown of an identity structure that relied on amplified pleasure. The body responds with stress, vigilance, impulse control, or defensiveness. In many cases, this phase is mislabeled as breakdown of the relationship. In reality, it is the collapse of the fantasy-driven identity that was dependent upon pleasure. The alternative to fantasy is not detachment, but rather grounded immersion in reality. Embarking on such a journey requires maintaining boundaries, maintaining self-maintenance, and resisting outsourcing identity to emotional atmosphere. Pleasure can be sustainable, but only if it is moderate and does not displace the solid foundations of self and relationship. Maintaining this balance is essential to prevent emotional intensity from overwhelming the solid structures of identity and reality.